Good evening, everyone. I wish to call to order this public hearing on Bylaw 711. Councillor Gray.
Councillor Shukin, I'm going to recuse myself from the discussion this evening as I'm a neighbor of Mike Starr, who's the proponent, and the property next to where I live.
Okay, great.
Thank you
very much. Okay. So, this public hearing is being held pursuant to Section 464 of the Local Government Act to consider the following proposed bylaw, which is titled Metchosin Land Use Amendment Bylaw number 711. The general purpose of Bylaw 711 is to rezone 0.401 hectares of 4409 William Head Road, this portion being on the northwest corner as shown in the hatched and labeled, which is shown hatched and labeled on the subject property map. Bylaw 711 would rezone this portion from agricultural zone ALR to commercial C2 zone ALR, subject to a site-specific provision prohibiting the C2 uses of appliance repair shop and automotive service station, and also to convert, which the bylaw will convert the existing residence to commercial use. The 0.401 hectare portion subject to the rezoning to C2 is designated village under the Metchosin Official Community Plan. To facilitate this, the applicant has also applied to the Agricultural Land Commission for a non-farm use application to allow commercial use on the 0.401 hectare portion of 4409 William Head Road. At this public hearing, any person who believes that their interest in property is affected by the proposed bylaw shall be given an opportunity to be heard on matters contained in the bylaw. However, it is important that all who speak at this public hearing restrict their remarks to matters contained in the bylaw, and it is my responsibility as chair to ensure that all remarks are so restricted. Those of you who wish to speak concerning the bylaw should at the appropriate time commence your address to council and the public hearing by stating clearly your name and street name for the record. Then you may give us the benefit of your views concerning the bylaw. It should be noted that this public hearing is being recorded and web streamed live, and the recording will be posted on the website. Members of council may, if they wish to, ask questions of you as the person providing the comments following the presentation. However, the main function of council this evening is to listen to the views of the public. It is not the function of council at this public hearing to debate the merits of the bylaw with individual citizens. Everyone who deems their interest in property to be affected shall be given the opportunity to be heard at this hearing. No one will be or feel discouraged or prevented from making their views known. If you wish to provide a written submission to be included in the record of the public hearing, you must hand the submission to the corporate officer prior to the close of the public hearing. Once the public hearing is adjourned, council is not able to receive any further information from the public on the matter. As a matter of information, Bylaw 711 is on the council meeting agenda for consideration later this evening. And I please be reminded that there will be no opportunity to speak to the bylaw at this time. The opportunity is now. During the course of a public hearing, the issues may lead to enthusiastic or emotional statements. Regardless of whether you favor or oppose any argument, I would ask you to please refrain from applause or other expressions of emotion. Such restraint better enables views to be expressed and heard in an impartial forum. Now, with that, I would like to ask our Deputy Corporate Officer if we have received any further letters prior to the public hearing, other than those contained in the package here.
We have received 3 pieces of correspondence today from Patty Whitehouse, Diana Smith, and
It's Linehan, I think.
Miss Linehan, yes.
Linehan, right.
And that's everything.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Hanson. All right. At this moment, I would like to call up our planner, Ms. Tara Johnson, to provide an overview of Bylaw 711. After Ms. Johnson's presentation, we will then go to public input.
Good evening, Mayor and Council and members of the public. Tonight, I'm going to do a presentation on the rezoning and non-farm use application for 4409 William Head Road. The subject property is a 1.88 hectare parcel that is fully contained within the ALR with a zoning of agriculture. The property has a split official community plan designation with approximately 0.401 hectares designated as village, as shown in red on the maps. And there's an agricultural designation on the remaining lands. The existing dwelling, its driveway, and septic services is located within the village designated portion that the owner has applied to rezone from agriculture, ALR, to commercial 2, C2, ALR, to be able to convert the dwelling to facilitate commercial use. This would create a split zoned property of C2 ALR and agricultural ALR, and that will coincide with the existing OCP designations of village and agriculture. The existing dwelling is within close proximity to existing commercial and institutional uses, being Metchosin Cafe, the community hall, the convenience store, and Metchosin School is nearby, which has a variety of commercial and community uses as well. The proposed zoning amendment as presented excludes appliance repair shop and automotive service stations as permitted uses on the C2 zoned, proposed C2 zoned portion in order to be a little bit more compatible with surrounding uses, surrounding agricultural uses. And this zoning amendment is strongly supported by the OCP. The property falls within the village designated development permit area as shown in purple on the maps. And so should the rezoning be approved and development proceed after, the applicant would have to apply for a development permit. And that is when we would look at site design, we would look at parking, we would look at site layout, exterior design, like form and character of the building, and even driveway access and all that stuff would have to meet the development permit guidelines that are within the OCP village designation. And the development permit, just saying it would come to council for review and consideration of issuance. These are a few site photos. So the photo on the left is looking east along Perry Road, and the subject property is on the left. And the two photos on the right, looking straight at the house from Metchosin Road. And the bottom is standing at Perry Road, looking north along Metchosin Road. And the subject property is on the right. So should the rezoning and non-farm use to allow commercial on the northwest corner be approved, and the existing residence has been converted to a commercial use, the owner intends to construct a new dwelling at the southern portion of the property along with access off of Perry Road. And it would be on the agricultural zoned property for purposes of less noise, reduced traffic, and just to be further away from the busyness of the village core. Sometimes busyness of the village core. The recommendation for tonight would be that council direct staff to forward the ALR non-farm use application to allow commercial use on the 0.401 hectare portion of the property to the ALC with recommendation to support, and that council give third reading to land use amendment bylaw number 711. And the application, should council proceed with this recommendation, the rezoning would be paused until such time that the ALC has reviewed the non-farm use and have considered approval or not approval. And if the ALC approves it, then the application will be brought forward to council for consideration of adoption of the bylaw. That concludes my presentation. The applicant is here for questions, as am I. Thank you.
Great. Okay. I would now like to open the hearing to public input. Anyone wishing to speak may do so by addressing council by stating your name and street name for the public record. Comments are to be limited to 4 minutes. You'll be given a 30-second notice prior to reaching the 4-minute limit. I wish to once again request that you whether you favor or oppose an argument, please refrain from applause or expressions of emotion. Such restraint better enables views to be expressed and heard in an impartial forum. And with that, I would invite public input. Mr. Starr, if you wanted to address council, you can go first. Mr. Starr, you click the mic. It's on the bottom there. No, on the base of the, yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Well, I have the right to the peaceful enjoyment of my home, and I was there before the restaurant. You can see those two properties there on the cross the road was one property. It was subdivided, and that property across the road was split zoned C1 commercial where the restaurant is. And there was a beautiful stand of trees there, and you know, I did enjoy the Metchosin, but right now it's unbearable. No one else lives across the road from a restaurant in Metchosin. I have to deal with chronic noise and air pollution, trucks idling, and Tara outlined my plan is just to lease the house out to somebody with a business that's appropriate, that we all agree on, because we have to come back to council, and I can live peacefully down the hill and grow my garlic and retire. To address the concerns of my neighbors, some people mentioned competition. Well, there's lots of competition now. There's 2 coffee shops. The corner store has a coffee shop. I'm not sure if the market down the road has serves coffee, but I mean, if somebody wants to open a restaurant or some other form of restaurant there, I don't see why some competition isn't normal. I mean, I grow garlic. Anybody can grow garlic. I don't think that's an issue, the competition. A lot of people are concerned about the parking in front. I'm concerned about it. People park in front of my place for 35 years. There's solutions to that. We could put, part of it could be no parking zones. Part of it could be 15-minute maybe zones. Maybe you guys with cell phones and everything, you can give them tickets. You know, it's easy now. Just take a picture of the license plate. You could generate income that way. But also the trail, you could put there should be a trail on the other side of the road that goes down and connects up to the trail that goes to the hole. So, you know, there's kind of 2-way trail. So we could definitely work to improve that situation. There's already traffic there, and I'm not. Let's see what other point I wanted to make. Just for the support of I'm not sure who the people were that were against it, but I didn't recognize their name in terms of supporting me when I didn't want the road access. And now I have an outhouse across the road, and there's an extra parking down there. I didn't have any support from anybody. People that supported me a long time ago are gone. And maybe to slow the traffic, if they're worried about the traffic, I have the plan from 20 years ago where we had a 3-way stop proposal, and we hired an engineer to draw it. I saved that from 20 years ago, the plan, and it's, you know, it stopped people from flying through downtown there. Sometimes they go through, like, there must be going 70K up the hill and both ways right through town. So maybe a 3-way stop, you know, would be better. Maybe we could address that when we do there is some kind of village core plan for the road, so that could be addressed at that point. But I'm not sure if there's any other concerns. I think people maybe want to ask me questions, but again, it's all about, I just want to have a peaceful enjoyment of my property, and it's not possible right now. And if there's any other questions anybody wants to ask me.
Thank you, Mr. Starr.
Okay,
Mr.
thanks.
Starr.
Go press the button.
And you can turn it off, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Starr. If you wish to speak, please approach the mic and state your name and the street you live on. And light the mic up again if you don't mind.
Okay. Katie Nelson, 4596 William Head Road. And this has been an ongoing problem and a concern for a long time for Mr. And in terms of the village core, normally I'm the kind of person that doesn't want any development anywhere. I care about natural environment. But because this is in the village core, and I feel that it would be a tax benefit to our community, we're definitely needing that sort of thing. Because of all of these considerations, I just can't feel that I could oppose this happening. But my main concern would be in regards to policy analysis, community official plan here, policy 73.7, number 6, and that's preservation and enhancement of existing wooded areas and rural landscape. Now, this other part of the property that he wants to move to is not really wooded, but there are some beautiful young arbutus scattered all over there. So if there were a way that you could take into consideration so all those arbutus didn't have to be...
Miss Nelson, I'm going to ask you
I'm
to...
sorry,
Yeah.
that was bad. My bad, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, so that was a consideration, but yeah, I think that this would definitely fit into the village core, and there are, you know, anybody that wants to lease this and have their business there would probably have put a lot of thought into whether it was a suitable business from Metchosin. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak at this public hearing? Okay. I am now going to call a second time to see if there are any other residents who wish to speak regarding bylaw number 711. And again, if you wish to speak for or against the bylaw, please address council by stating your name and your street address. Okay, I will now call a third and final time. Again, if you wish to speak for or against the bylaw, please address council by stating your name and street for the public record. Okay. Being that there is no further input, I will entertain a motion to adjourn this public hearing. Moved by Councillor Donaldson, seconded by Mayor Little. All in favor? And thank you very much, everyone. We are adjourned. Thank you.